time when we'll be doing it all again. Ta-da!
Colin Fry, which is an entertainment programme. Differing opinions exist as to the true nature of clairaudience and clairvoyance.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to The Sixth Sense. My name's Colin Fry, and I'd like to invite you now to join me as we try to draw the two worlds just a little bit closer together. Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, and let's see where we go. I've got a gentleman here who wants a connection to his family who would remember that Dad had this thing about licorice all sorts. Where is your daughter? Show me. There's a lady with a black top up there. Did Dad have a thing about licorice all sorts?
I think so, but I'm not 100% certain.
Right, OK. Darling, I've got to ask a question here to make sense of this. Did Dad pass away a long time ago?
Yeah, yes.
Why is he talking about married twice and not being happy with either of them? All right, because it's all right, because he just said to me, she'll know what I mean. What was this wedding going back years ago where he almost had to be begged to wear a tie?
My other brother's wedding.
They almost had to beg him to wear a tie.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was at the wedding, but I wasn't there.
Right.
When they were begging him to wear the tie, but yes.
Your dad, bless his heart, was probably in your lifetime one of the most cantankerous people that you've ever met since, you know? And he knows that. He knows that. He knows he was difficult. He knows he was the most cantankerous so-and-so going. You made a move towards him shortly before he passed over, and he rejected it.
Yeah.
And he just asked me to come and say to you for him. He just needs to let you know, he can't change his personality, he can't change his character. He doesn't feel he's any different that side of life to what he was this side of life. But he just wants to say to you, he does regret about the fact that he didn't give you the chance to tell your side of things. All right. And he just wants to let you know as well, don't think you're posh because you've got net curtains as well now. Your brother has been having quite bad problems in the lower part of his back, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah? Your dad's just telling me, he said, his son is not going to believe that his dad's expressed any concern for his well-being at all. He said, but I am. He said, can you just actually make sure that the message is passed on to his boy about the fact that he hopes that they get his back sorted out for him fairly soon. All right. And he said, I'm sorry, I can't be anybody other than I am. He said, but I had to talk to you today to tell you that I wish that we'd had that opportunity to talk. And I'm sorry that I rejected you. I'll leave your dad's love with you. God bless.
Thank you. We've been so looking forward to being you, but I mean, when you're actually waiting to come in, you get so nervous.
I've got a gentleman here who wants a connection to his family who would remember that Dad had this thing about licorice all sorts.
It was my father, and he hasn't spoken to me for about 30 years. And a couple of days ago, I rang my sister because her husband has died and said, you know, if Eddie comes through, is it all right if I talk about it? She said, yeah, of course, Shib, you know what's going to happen. She said, Father's going to come through.
Your dad, bless his heart, was probably in your lifetime one of the most cantankerous people that you've ever met since.
Ted, my father, was a very strong-willed man, and whatever he said happened. If it didn't, there was trouble.
And argumentative.
Yeah, and he was very argumentative, but it was always me. I was always the one that would argue, and I was always the one that was in trouble.
What was this wedding going back years ago where he almost had to be begged to wear a tie?
It was my youngest brother's wedding, Gordon, and the story goes is that they had to talk him into coming first of all, and then they had to bully him into wearing a tie.
Why is he talking about married twice and not being happy with either of them?
He always used to say, my father always used to say to me, you don't deserve to be happy. And that was when I got married the first time. He always used to say that to me. But I don't think he ever met Pete, did he?
No.
Pete never?
No.
No, so perhaps that's just him looking down on me, the second marriage.
And he just wants to let you know as well, don't think you're posh because you've got net curtains as well now.
A lot of the other older members of the family used to say, oh, she's posh, she's got net curtains now.
And you're just decorating your house, aren't you?
Yeah,
Putting
we just...
new curtains up.
And we got half up and half down.
I wish that we'd had that opportunity to talk. And I'm sorry that I rejected you.
Oh, a good few years ago now, when the girls were a bit smaller, they wanted to know why they couldn't see their granddad. So I wrote him a letter saying, you know, me and you have got a problem, but let the kids come. And he never answered me. And then I found out after he died, after my father died, when my mother moved, she actually found the letter. He'd kept the letter, he hadn't thrown it away.
I had to talk to you today to tell you that I wish that we'd had that opportunity to talk.
I was very angry with my father, really, because he didn't have to make it up with me just to accept the girls. And then to find out years later that he still had that letter was a bit upsetting.
And I'm sorry that I rejected you.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, I mean, he's still my father, and he always will be, never mind what he done or what I done, you know.
Yeah.
But as long as the kids are all right about it now, then.
I'll leave your dad's love with you.
I was shocked when he was actually doing it. I could do nothing but laugh. And it's taken a while to sink in, and I don't think that it's gone in properly yet.
Mm-hmm. So we've got 2 hours drive home if we're talking about it now.
But it was very, very good.
I have a feeling of a lady here who is showing me that she passed to the world of spirit at 2:25 Yes, my love.
Time when it's framed on the wall at the time.
Gran.
Whether that's anything to do with
2:25?
Yeah, I'm not accurate dead on, but it did actually stop at the time she passed away.
Darling, would you come and join me up on the couch? I think I need to focus on this because there seems to be something quite important that she seems to be trying to get through here.
And sisters, do you want us to
I think we'll have both of you then, because this seems to be very much a family matter that she wants to talk to you about. Will you come up and join me? Okay. Do you want to come and take a seat? All right. Come and take a seat. There we are. This is going to be quite a difficult thing to do because it doesn't just involve you and your sister. The feeling that your gran is giving me is it involves a whole family, all right? Both sides of the family, all right? Would you please understand that when she passed the spirit, you're all very close.
Yeah, and then everybody's...
And now everybody's gone, like, off into their different directions. Yeah. Are you 2 of 3?
There's 3 of us left. There was 5 of us. 2 have passed on.
Right, but would you please understand why your gran's asking, like, you and your sister and the remaining one to sit down and talk some sense?
Yeah, we haven't spoke for quite a few years to my brother.
There's a David here somewhere as well.
Our brother that's passed is David.
So I've got, at the moment, I've got Gran and David trying to connect through to me, all right? And there does seem to be this big feeling from them of being sad that the family are so fractured, all right?
Yeah.
Before she slipped away, she had actually made you all promise that you would look after one another. You, more than any of the others, she's telling me, should remember this. Can you understand that?
All the time with her,
Right. Your gran doesn't mean this in a derogatory way. She's not having a go at you or your mum. But she's just put a thought through to me just to say to you, if you and your mum stopped trying to please one another quite so much, then you'd probably get on an awful lot better. Can you understand that? Because it just seems to be that you try very hard not to have a go at one another, but you end up having a go at one another. Why was David getting pains in his neck? He's just putting this feeling through to me that leading up to his passing, he'd been getting pain round his neck.
He was only 4, he had lots of forms of cancer. I mean, I was 3 and he was 4, so...
Ah, right. Which one of you's got the little one that won't eat boiled eggs?
Me. Well, she picked his name but never actually met him.
She just asked me to mention about tell him to stop making so much fuss about the bed. I think if you want to make your gran and your brother happy, I think you should organise something to get the family together again. I'll leave your gran's love with you and I'll leave your brother's love with you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. We have tried to get readings before, not been successful, and today we was, and it was lovely. And to have it confirmed by my brother coming as well and having the name of my brother, because it didn't really say anything about my grandma's name or anything. So to confirm my brother's name, then we really knew that Colin was with us.
Leading up to his passing, he'd been getting pain round his neck.
He was only 4, he had lots of forms of cancer. They gave him the polio injection when he was little and it gave him cancer. And he was very, very poorly through it. But apparently I always still spoke about him. After he passed on, he was still always there with me.
This big feeling from them of being sad that the family are so fractured.
It was always a house full, it was always mad when it, never quiet when Grandma was around. It was a very big family, and that's why I think she's saying now it's been split up. She always had a house full, and she doesn't like it now.
Before she slipped away, she had actually made you all promise that you would look after one another.
Yeah, Grandma did say, I want you all to stay together and I'll stay friends, and obviously it hasn't, so we'll have to see what we can sort out and just try.
Which one of you's got the little one that won't eat boiled eggs?
Me. Well, she picked his name but never actually met him. At the end of my pregnancy, I knew I was, you know, Grandma wasn't going to last and see this baby. So like I said, I had the scan so that she knew, and then tried everything possible to go into labour so that she could hold this baby and she'd see him.
Tell him to stop making so much fuss about the bed.
He gets me up 50 times in the night. If he's quilting dead straight, he'll shout me and I have to put it right for him.
I'll leave your gran's love with you and I'll leave your brother's love with you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, the day's been like a roller coaster of emotions, up and down, and absolutely fantastic, and I'm glad that we came.
Yeah, I loved every minute of it, it was
I
great.
wouldn't miss it for the world.
How does Trop 50 deliver great taste with 50% less sugar and calories? It's simple, really. We blend Tropicana not from concentrate juice with stevia, an extract of a natural leaf which gives the sweetness without the calories, and add water, so you get a great tasting juice drink with 50% less sugar and calories than orange juice. New Trop 50 from Tropicana.
We're going to write this together, right? A hero, villain, good versus evil.
Just overwhelm me
Every good story needs a love interest. A flawed hero searching for redemption.
I bring you the new Las Vegas!
I'm an individual, and I feel how I feel when I feel it. And right now, I'm alive.
He's finding people. It's like there is followers. It'll be a classic. It'll be our masterpiece.
I don't wanna run, just overwhelm me.
This is just the beginning.
In a new feature of this series of Sixth Sense, I've been inviting some guests on to show different and alternative ways of giving readings. My next guest doesn't rely so much on psychic ability or even mediumship, but explores the world of birth signs. Please welcome my guest, Andrea Sewell, astrologer. Now, Andrea,
Colin.
what do you need to give somebody a reading?
You need their time, date and place of birth.
Where does someone's chart come from? How do you interpret it?
The planets, it's not really the birth signs, it's the planets that I work with.
Right.
And each planet will have a certain energy and represent something. And basically what we do is we say the first minute that the child is born, they breathe in the cosmos. And from that, it's like you have your blueprint or your map that you take through life.
Now, in the film that we're about to show, we show you doing a consultation for a lady called Sandy. Now, Sandy's with us in the audience today. Hello, Sandy.
Hello, Colin.
Now, Sandy's born under the sign of Cancer. Now, is there anybody else in the audience today who's born under the sign of Cancer? Oh, there's a few. Right, OK. Now, keep your hands up just for a moment, because we're going to do a little experiment. What can you say about a typical Cancer? And if this applies to you, keep your hands up.
Sensitive, home-loving, tenacious. They like to sit on the sofa with a tub of ice cream and a video when they're feeling extremely upset and lonely. Family, incredibly important. They will defend their family to the death, even if they think they're wrong.
Our Cancers in the audience seem to fit the typical profile, don't they?
Good.
Thank
Yes,
you very much.
yes,
You can put your
yeah.
hands down. Let's take a look and see how the reading went for Sandy.
Hi, I'm Sandy and I live in Brentford, which is in Middlesex. I have 2 grown-up sons and an absolutely beautiful grandson. I've never actually met an astrologer before, but I'm one of these people that tends to look at my stars in the paper in the morning or a magazine and believe what I want to believe. I just thought it'd be a good idea to actually meet Andrea and see what happens. When I got to Andrea's house, it wasn't at all what I expected. I think I expected to see a lot of mystical paraphernalia and charts and predictions and things, but she was just sitting there with her computer. Quite ordinary. It's a bit like being in an office.
Hi, Sandy. Thank you very much for coming to see me. I've got your details, your time, date, place and birth, and I've put them into the computer. So shall we have a look at it now? If we look at this here, you're a Cancer, so you know that you've got the sun in Cancer. But in fact, you're not really very Cancerian on lots of levels.
No, that's true.
No, you're not at all, because in fact you're an incredibly independent woman, and really, I'm not saying family is not important to you, I think it's very important, but actually you don't do what everyone would think in a family. You're not like a traditional mum in any way.
I think I was quite taken aback because I always thought I was. I'm sort of the warm, home-loving type, likes the family around me, doesn't like to stray too far. But she said I wasn't actually a typical Cancerian because I like a little bit more independence, which I suppose once I thought about it, she's quite right.
If I look at this chart here, it's interesting because for you to find yourself and what you should do has taken you a long, long time. You often feel very lost about yourself. It's almost like you don't have an ego. And your big thing is that you need to develop an ego. So you often don't put yourself first and you put everybody else before yourself.
I think it's all to do with confidence. I've lost a lot of confidence over the years. I'm not really 100% sure why. I've just got to learn to, as I said before, to get out there and learn to mix rather than sit indoors and wait for something to come to me. Nobody's going to knock on my door, so I have to make the effort. I suppose being a Cancerian, we like to feel secure.
You like to feel secure, as long as you don't. I have a funny feeling that sometimes when you feel secure, you sort of destroy it again, because you need excitement.
You're exactly right, actually. That's quite embarrassing, but yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you sure you want the security? So looking at this chart, the sort of man you would go for anyway is quite a difficult man. I mean, you know, somebody who is quite difficult or very eccentric or, you know, isn't around all the time.
I've done difficult, I've done eccentric.
And you haven't. Have you done isn't all around all the time as well? So that is you. I mean, that is what you attract.
I've been out with eccentric men. I've been out with difficult men. As I said to her, I'm wondering what's next. I haven't been out with anyone for quite some time now. And I suppose the longer you leave it, the more difficult it is. I lose a lot of confidence the longer I leave it. But as I said before, I have got to make the effort to go out and meet people, because they're not going to come and knock on my door and ask me out. I've got to go out there and mix and see what happens.
Now, the other thing that comes up is children in this, and your ability to be able to relate to your children. And it's not good at the moment. You just can't, that you just can't get hold of at all. There's almost a complete lack of understanding on some level.
With one of my children, yes.
Yeah. And they are off in their own world, doing whatever they're doing. And I think that's how you probably perceive it. And do you feel like you've lost them?
Yes. I can't get close enough. And that does.
But I think you're trying to get too close.
Andrea picked up on the problems that I'm having with my youngest son at the moment. And I think one piece of advice she gave me was actually to pull back a little bit. Just let him get on with his life and try not to intrude. I always thought I was doing that, but maybe I'm not.
Your chart's very good for learning, for wanting to sort of get more knowledge. You're somebody who can be very inspired and very gutsy and get up and do things.
Well, I'm reading quite a lot about healing and spiritual things at the moment.
Well, then if that's where you want to go, you can start, you know, you can start reading it and maybe meeting some people doing something about it.
I have been thinking of possibly finding out a little bit more information about healing, something I'm very, very interested in. And I'm interested in psychic matters as well. So it's something I'm definitely going to think about, and I'm going to do something about it.
So, Sandy, we've looked at this reading, and it looks like the main thing for you to do is concentrate on yourself rather than your son.
I will, I'm definitely going to do that. You've been very helpful, actually, thank you.
Okay. All right, Sandy, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think Andrea was quite accurate in the way she summed me up. One half of me is independent, and the other half isn't as independent as I would like to be. I do like my security around me. She was very spot on with that, and I love to have my family around me, and that's more important to me than anything.
So Sandy, did you find it a positive experience having these things highlighted for you?
Yes, because you don't realise until somebody actually tells you what you're like. I just didn't realise I was like that. But the more I think about it since I've seen Andrea, you know, I'm realising how accurate she was.
Good. Excellent. Now, Andrea, I gave you my birth details earlier on, so what can you tell me about me?
You like a lot of excitement.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we have a person. I quite like this chart. I mean, we know. Can I say what you are? You're
yes,
a Taurus.
I don't mind.
Colin's a Taurus with the moon in Scorpio, and I love that combination. It's very passionate and deep. You have a temper, which I don't think anyone here would see, but you never hold it against anyone. It's wonderful. You'll explode and then you'll rush off and you'll forget about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You are actually incredibly secretive about your own feelings, and you have a complete guard up there, which I don't, you know, I think with what you do is absolutely essential.
Mm-hmm. I would say that that's a pretty accurate description of me, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I'm pleased with that. Thank you.
Good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please thank my guest today, astrologer Andrea Saul. My name's Colin Fry. Please join me again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I believe Colin more now. I thought all this was a fix.
Yeah, there's. I mean, there's definitely, you know, nothing fixed about this. It's unbelievable, really.